Welcome to episode 2 of this Tycoon series. In this episode I'm going to show you how you can make the collector and the ATM. Firstly I'm going to show you how the collector works. The collector is made up of 3 layers. One layer of lime glass, one layer of lime concrete and one layer of emerald blocks. The emerald blocks are the important part. If we look in the code, we can see that the dropped items check if there's a block 3 blocks below them, which is an emerald block, and if there is, they run the function items/collect, and the collect function just executes 2 simple commands. The first command just adds the item value to the money score in the scoreboard hidden stats, and the second command just kills the item. Moving on to the ATM. The ATM shows the money score from the scoreboard hidden stats, and if I step on the screen carpet, the value of the score gets moved to the money score in the scoreboard stats. Below the carpet there's one layer of concrete powder, then there's an emerald block, and then there's a gold block. If we look in the load function, we can see that I added the ATM setup, which kills every entity with a tag ATM and summons 2 text displays, which are the ATM text and the money. For both displays, I've set the default background to 0 because normally the text displays have a background like in the chat. Then I added some tags. Both displays have the tags ATM, ATM display, and the money display also has the tag ATM money display. Both displays also have a text component. The ATM display has the text ATM, which is bold and has the color dark green, and the money display has the text $, and then the score $, in the scoreboard hidden stats. I've also added a few new sections in the loop function, for example the increase score function. In the increase score function I added this line, which increases the cooldown score of the ATM if it's more than 1. I also added the ATM logic section. The first 2 lines manage the money display. The first line checks if the cooldown of the ATM is more than 1, and if it is, it modifies the data of the money display so that the text is green. The next line checks if the cooldown of the ATM is not more than 1, and if the check was successful, it modifies the data of the money display to just have the normal text. The last line sets the ATM's cooldown to 0 if it matches 40 or more, and the third line is being executed as and at every player and checks if there is an emerald block 2 blocks below the player and a gold block 3 blocks below the player, and it also checks if the ATM's cooldown is not more than 1. And if all checks are successful, it runs the function ATM collect. And in this function there are 4 commands. The first command adds the money score from the scoreboard hidden stats to the money score from the scoreboard stats. The second command resets the money value from the scoreboard hidden stats, and the third line plays the sound collect for every player in front of an ATM. And because we want a cooldown, we also set the ATM's cooldown to 1. And if we combine all that, we can click on the dropper and wait for everything to collect, and then go to the ATM and collect the money. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, maybe subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys again in the next video.